So hey Maggie, just wanted to welcome you to my studio, and you asked for a video on how to do under there. So that's what we're going to do today. So on this piece of paper, I've just drawn out a background shape that I'm going to do my piece in. And I just want to divide it into layers, kind of like a layer cake. It's like you're looking at the earth and you've just cut a big section away. And you want to have a little bit of stuff above the ground, and the rest is all underneath the ground. So I'm going to draw a line here that represents the division of above ground and below ground. And then all these other lines that I'm going to create here will be full of different stuff. So you can use different kinds of papers. So I have, this is kind of a cool paper. It's got an interesting color and texture to it. And I'm going to use some strips of that. And I've also done some rubbings, and these work great. So rubbings, if you go, this is the back of my son's Xbox. It's kind of a cool texture. This was some kind of crinkled paper. And if you just take a regular crayon and you put the piece of paper down onto a texture and then you rub it with the crayon, it'll pick up that texture. And then we can use this as some of the layers for our underground earth, sort of, rocks and sand and different things that you might find when you look under the earth. So it's just a matter of, I'm going to cut some of these up. And you can make them kind of wavy or jaggedy or however you want. And then I'll get them to fit afterwards. So there's one layer there. I think I'm going to use a bit of this again, so I'm just going to save that. And this Xbox one is kind of cool, the little circles kind of designs. And I'm going to put that one just kind of down here. And I can even leave a space between the layers if I want, and I can draw some stuff in there if I so choose. So, maybe you want to put some dinosaur bones or a lost city or something like that down there. That could be kind of cool. And you can also have them overlap if you want. And they don't have to be straight. You can angle them a little bit. I'm going to throw this one back in here. Here's another layer of this red stuff. I'm going to put it this way. And we can glue these down. You'll notice these are a little bigger than I need. And that's fine. I can mark them off and put them in there. I'm going to throw a piece of this in here because it's kind of a cool paper. This one I'm going to make kind of wiggly. And that I'm going to put down on top of that. We got some different reds going here. And I think I'm going to use, this is kind of a neat, this paper is actually textured. It's like a corrugated cardboard. It's kind of an interesting thing. And I'm just going to use a piece of that a little bit thicker. And this is going to kind of maybe finish off what we're doing. So originally we said, use the jelly plates because they're great for this kind of thing. But we don't have the jelly plates, so we're just going to use the pieces of different kinds of paper. And like I said, you can draw in here as well. So you can glue these down, and then above your ground, this is where our ground is here. You might want to draw just another line, and maybe there's some grass and rocks and stuff. And you've got maybe a house or a building up here. I'm just going to do a small house. And we'll do it kind of three-dimensional a bit here. So we got sort of this kind of a look to it. And we'll put some windows in it here. So people can see out. We got a little door in here. Maybe another window here. Maybe there's a nice tree kind of happening here. And this part I can color with colored pencil. I could color with watercolor if I want to. But the big thing is kind of getting those layers down there. And then down here, I might come back in with a crayon or colored pencil or black fine liner. I'm just going to do it in pencil for now. And I'm just going to stick these down so that I'd like you to glue them. I'm just going to stick them in place right now so they don't move. But I would like you to glue them down. I'm just doing that to kind of save a little bit of time here. But once I'm just doing this to stick them in place so that I can draw here and not have them move. So, in here you might want to put maybe there's like a dinosaur skull and you've got some bones, and maybe there's a part of his rib cage or something. That's up to you what you want to draw down there. Maybe there's a little guy who who didn't quite he didn't quite make it when he went hunting the dinosaur. His leg's kind of broken. There we go. And you know, maybe here there's part of a lost city. You know, like those Greek columns you might see. And maybe some buried treasure too. That'd be kind of fun. There's our treasure chest. And you know, maybe again there's another little guy in here, and he's oh, maybe it's a dog skeleton. That's looking more like a dog than a person. So you can fill that up with, you know, you could do the animals and stuff, and then maybe you could do just different sized rocks in here, because it is a cross section of the earth, and you want to show that kind of stuff. Maybe there's sort of a pocket around where this guy's buried. You don't want to put all the... Right. So that's kind of the idea. These were done with rubbings. You could take a piece of paper and do watercolor on it if you'd like, and you might get something that looks a bit like this. Then they cut that into strips. Texture paper, newspaper with text on it also could be kind of interesting. But anything that's going to create color and texture and a little bit of pattern is kind of also a nice kind of touch in there. And then this part we're going to paint with watercolor paint, or you could do it color it in with crayons or color pencil, whatever you like. Just to kind of finish up that top part. So I hope this helps a little bit and gets you going in the right direction. Good luck, Maggie. Thanks for coming to my studio.